Even though the United States was declared measles-free in the year 2000, so it was officially declared eliminated by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, it's now back. It's back because of drops in vaccine coverage in a number of states, including state of Texas, Washington, and Oregon, and it's dropped because of a phony misinformation campaign.
They always say measles was eradicated in the year 2000, and now it's coming back. They don't tell you in the year 2000 we had 86 cases. If you look at the measles numbers over the last 10 years or so, you'll see measles is not on the rise. It's cyclical. We had a high year about 5 years ago of about 600 cases. Then we've got a few low years. 2 years ago, we had about 300 and some cases. Last year, we were low again.
As an elected official and a data freak, I'm here to clear up some confusion. You've been hearing outrageous claims about the exemption rates in Clark County and that are wrong. And specifically is that Clark County does not have 22% of students missing MMR. The Clark County exemption rate is only 5.3%. You can look that up yourself on the DOH reports online. That's what I did. Statewide, the exemption rates have dropped over the last 2 years. You can find that report also. It goes 20 years from 1998 to this current year. And when you look at this, less than 3% of students use an exemption of any type to be incomplete for MMR, DTaP, polio, or Hep B, 3.7% for chickenpox. 97% of Washington students are complete or on schedule to becoming complete. Of that 3%, 2% or less is the personal exemption. So if you could wave a magic wand and get all these people to vaccinate, that's the most that you could increase it is 2%. And this bill is not a magic wand. It will not get most of these families to resume vaccinating. That's not going to happen. There is such tremendous pressure to vaccinate. By the time a family chooses not to vaccinate, they're very committed to that decision. Let me be clear, most personal exemptions are for a few shots, not all of the shots. So even if a parent turns down the 5th or 6th DTaP or chickenpox or only Hep B, the DOH still brands them, and under this bill, they will be kicked out. Camas County, Idaho went globally viral as the worst anti-vaccine hotspot in the country, and because a quarter of their kindergartners were not receiving all vaccinations. And when you Google Camas County, they only have 7 kindergartners in the whole county. It's an 1,100 person county. They don't even have 1 person per square mile in that county. And somehow this got by peer review and went national. And I actually have a tinderbox school, and that is because I have 8 kindergartners, and if 1 kid skips 1 chickenpox, that gives me a 12.5% exemption rate. And when you drill down in the numbers, that is frequently what is occurring.
The whole study is this type of misrepresentation. There are less than 320 kindergarten children with an exemption total in the 10 worst counties combined. Spokane's hotspot designation is the flip-flop abuse of numbers. An arbitrary threshold of more than 400 kindergartens was set, probably just so Spokane could be included. We barely made it with 405 kindergarten students who use an exemption. Over 400 might sound scary to you until you calculate that 405 kindergartens is 0.082% of Spokane County's 590,000 thinly distributed population. It's ridiculous. How does a study like this pass peer review? Is this intentional misrepresentation? How does any credible scientist keep a straight face when publishing a mess like this? Obviously, this should play no part in any discussion about exemption use in Washington or anywhere else in the country.
There is a growing concern in the state of Washington over an alarming outbreak of measles.
Last night, a CBS News report stated that Pittsburgh was in particular danger of a similar outbreak because some parents aren't vaccinating their children. Andy Sheehan puts the danger in perspective with local health leaders who've pushed back.
The exemptions here are very low, so that data was incorrect in that study.
CBS cited discredited data from a study which had shown that Pittsburgh and Allegheny County ranked 12th in the nation for kids not getting the vaccine for religious or personal grounds. But the authors of that study retracted the figure when it was shown that they had doubled the actual number.